Living life from the finish line. Hey guys, this is Ian McMinn, and this is Path to I Am. Today, I want to talk about enjoying the race, enjoying the journey to our destination. The one big shift that anyone can make is getting to the state that we could refer to as the knowing state. So the knowing state is when we're aware that I am. It's very simple. We could say that in any given moment we occupy a variety of different states of consciousness, right? Varying levels of doubt, varying levels of negativity, and as well as the opposite. But ultimately, unless there's an intentional embodiment that goes on, we're really just sort of reacting to our environment and letting our own knee-jerk interpretation of events be what governs us. So by returning to a knowing state, or just being conscious that I am more and more, I get to rise to the highest level. And so you can test this in your own experience. So we can think of this as living life from the finish line. Everything's already complete, everything's already done. So what do I get to do with it? What do I get to do with this energy? How am I going to live my life? I don't care if you have a very limited situation where you have lots of obligations. Maybe you're in a job you don't like. Maybe you're in a strenuous relationship, what have you. It's like, okay, well, I'm here. These are the conditions. Let me just allow them to be. Let me just accept them. Got a little doggy right here. Hi. Let me just accept them and just allow them to exist. So it doesn't mean that I desire them to always be that way, but instead, can I return inside? So I had someone comment on yesterday's video if I was speaking on a solipsistic view of the universe where nothing outside of me exists, it's all just me. Not really. There is a real external world and I'm part of it. And paradoxically, I create my own version of it. So we're going to have a little doggy drinking some water here. What do you think, Max? So funny. But so it's really a more of a paradoxical view of things. It's not that it's only just me that I'm experiencing an external reality. No, there's a very real external reality with people outside of me and so on. And paradoxically, when I change myself, my experience and my version of that reality changes entirely. I may even witness people treating me differently than before and things playing out differently. But the most important piece is that I just get to be in the knowing state. So it doesn't matter how seemingly mundane a moment I'm in, I can be in the knowing state, the I am state, where we could think of, as a teacher of mine once said, you can, and feel free to go ahead and do this with me now, you can take a deep breath and hold it and start holding it for as long as you possibly can. So I'm just going to sit here with you for a minute. And as you hold this breath, I want you to hold it until you know that you can't hold it any longer. So don't wait until then, or don't do it any earlier. Make sure to wait until you can't possibly hold it in. And when you know, okay, you can let it out. So notice that feeling of relief. It's not just relief from getting oxygen. It's also relief from getting to let go of any and all tension. So that's what this knowing state is. And this is what living from the finish line is. The race is over. It's complete. We won. We're good. Can I move through my life in this way? Because when we move through our lives from completion, right? It's just a different game. most people are operating from survival, right? Operating from always trying to get somewhere, never being present. And you never actually get to enjoy anything. And as we've talked about with the happiness advantage, what we actually know, in not even a mystical context, just basic scientific research, that when you're fulfilled, you're more successful. You're much more likely to be successful. And so let's forget about what we're trying to create. I mean, let's return to the knowing state, moment to moment, knowing that I am. Super simple. You can do it no matter what you're feeling, positive or negative, no matter what thoughts you're thinking, positive or negative. You can return to this I am, this knowing state, just being aware that I am. It's very obvious, very simple. And then we can start moving through life from that place, right? So this is living life from the finish line. Everything just gets to taste so much sweeter. Sunsets are more beautiful. We're more creative. We're more present. We're here for our life experience. So many people, they have life experience that they're not there for. As John Lennon said, life is what happens when you're making other plans. Life is what happens when you're making other plans. Think about that. That's how most people live. They're so busy making other plans that that's when it's the, oh, well, I don't really want this right now, so I'm going to focus elsewhere. Whereas when you're in your knowing state, you get to start to experience the magic of life. And guess what? Magical things start to happen. We don't need to worry about that. We just get to worry about feeling wholeness and being in that knowing state and getting the energy and using it on what we want to, what we're inspired by from that. Because when you're not in a race any longer, you're at the finish line. So, hey guys, this is Path to I Am. I'm Ian McMinn. We have our lovely little doggy here scratching himself. You can reach out to me at mcminnconsulting.com. I have that in the video description. I also have a link for 30-minute coaching, 60-minute coaching. And for people that really want to go deeper with Life Path Wayfarer, which is my in-depth one-on-one mentorship, you can reach out to me on my website. I have a donation link as well in the video description, as well as my Anchor link, which works on Spotify. It'll take you to the Spotify podcast. The I Am podcast, which is its own separate content. So you're not going to be listening to an audio version of these videos. They are distinct audio episodes that are going through Anchor to Spotify and then eventually Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. But I'm still working on that. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. And this episode was Living Life from the Finish Line.